Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video I'm going to talk about AMD. So I start rethinking about AMD because I use AI coding agents every day. So every time I use Codex or every time I use Cloud Code, when I use them, they have to, like every time they will read the file, right? And they will call some to run some commands or check is there any error and decide the next step. So the whole workflow, there must be something to coordinate the whole workflow. So the answer is CPU. Yeah. So so a lot of people, they are still watching about the GPU. Yes, it is, because if you don't have GPU, how can you generate those tokens? But right now we are moving in the agentic AI era. Now you need a CPU to orchestrate all the things, to make sure that the whole workflow is very smooth, to make sure that your task is done. So I think the AI agent, the agentic AI era, bring the CPU back to the center. So right now, let's keep this clean. The CPU. The GPU is the token, like the token production engine. It produce the token. We all know that. But the CPU right now is like the agentic AI agents control layer. So the GPU, they handle what kind of thing? They handle the depth map. They handle the model execution. But how about the CPU? The CPU, they handle the routing, the tool calling, the state of the task, the input output, and in a word, they control the massive work around the model. So I'm not saying like the CPU is more important than GPU, but right now the AI infrastructure story may be broader than just GPU. So that's the reason why I think AMD, they can be a good candidate in my investment watch list. So right now I'm going to show you this whole picture again. It's like the workflow of the AI agent. So if you use Cloud Code or if you use Codex, you can clearly understand the whole loop. So the AI agent itself is like a loop. So the very first step is like you give the AI agent a task, and then the AI itself will think. They will have a plan to finish this task, and after that they will call some tool, like they have to read your file, they have to write some code, they have to query the database and stuff like that. And after that they have to update their memory, they have to update their decision, they have to update the context and stuff like that, and then they will keep repeats. Yeah. So it will repeat until they think, okay, the goal is done, which can make you satisfy this work. So this kind of work is very branch heavy, it's IO heavy, and it's architectural heavy. So AI agent just turn one clean model call into a full software workflow, right? So from a user perspective, you just like give some instruction, but behind that, the whole workflow is not just a query. It's like a software workflow. So the demand is not just about generating more token. It's about how to make sure that all of these steps around this token should be coordinated, right? So that's the reason why CPU is really important, right? And then we have to talk about this picture. So AI data center is more like a factory, right? So you got a GPU here, you got an HBM, you got a lot of stuff, because GPU is more like a production machine, right? So the HBM, the memory, is like the fast working bench, and the networking itself is like a logistic. So the CPU here is controlling all the things. It coordinates, it orchestrates, right? it will break the world into a lot of small tasks. It schedule, it manage a lot of things. So, we can say that for this kind of task, for the AI agent task, the CPU they have to need very high performance, right? They have to have strong performance to make sure that they can handle the memory or the I/O capacity. They can handle the lot of tasks. So this is where AMD CPU fits. The AMD CPU EPYC, I think, is one of the strongest competitor in the sector. So of course, we have other competitors like Nvidia CPU or a lot of tech giants like Amazon or the Google. They have their own CPU, and we really have Intel. But I still think that regarding to the merchant x86, I mean the architecture in the CPU, in this kind of infrastructure, EPYC is a serious contender. So this kind of new move, this is not just like a fake one. It shows in the numbers. So there is no longer just imagination. So in the from the latest earning call from the AMD Q1 2026, the revenue of data center was about 5.8 billion. It's up 57% year over year, and their server CPU revenue grow more than like 50%, right? Their guys said that in the Q2 the CPU server can grow 70% year over year. So so here is like data center is not pure CPU. It includes like the EPYC and the instance, but this is the real story. I mean the data center, because of the AI capacity, because the construction of AI data center, AMD, they really can make money from here, right? And now, AMD is now data center led company. So, from a lot of people, they do think of AMD as a PC or the gaming chips company, but the number tell you right now they are not. So right now, from the Q1 revenue is 10.3 billion. The data center itself was 4.8 billion. That is roughly 56% of the total revenue, right? So we can say that more than half of the AMD is now tied to the data center. They got their product EPYC. They got a product instant and enterprise servers or cloud and stuff like that. And that is really matter to them because AMD is moving closer to the AI infrastructure mainline, right? Which can bring them more revenue. So the CPU demand does not automatically mean AMD will win, but it actually make that real well. They really make more money to make sure that their EPS grow faster, right? And here I make a table. I compare like some stock like who captures the CPU socket. The first one is I think regarding to the x86, this kind of architecture, the AI host servers, AMD is the winner. They have the strongest position. And regarding to the enterprise private AI, of course they are still the strongest one. But the real risk is about the hyperscaler itself, because for example AWS, Google, Microsoft, they all have their own money to develop their own CPU, so it can be a risk for them. And another risk is the Nvidia's ecosystem. Yeah, Nvidia have their own CPU, the Grace and the Vera. So for those companies who would like to use Nvidia's CPU because it's an integration of the Nvidia's ecosystem. Yes, that's the comparison of the AMD and other company regarding to the CPU sector. So this is my prediction, like my prediction of their financial chain. So let's say that if the AMD CPU, EPYC and the instant become a larger part of the AMD because of the data center, so it can bring them higher, like to bring them more revenue, so their gross margin can rise. And if their gross margin, if their revenue grow faster than operating expense, so their EPS like can catch up the valuation. So their stock price can go higher. So this is like my framework here. Yep. Right now, we have noticed that the price of AMD has grown a lot. And when we talk about the PE right now is like 67, for the 4 PE is 40. Yes, AMD is really promising, but I can honestly say that the stock already pricing a lot, right? So that's one thing we have to watch out. So lastly, I would say that the demand for the CPU is real, and AMD is really a strong competitor in this kind of sector. And because of the AI capacity, because of the construction of AI data center, they really make their money. And their financial number looks better, but there are still a lot of things we have to verify. Like, how about the growth of the server CPU in the next 2 or 3 quarters? How about their margin? Can their margin stay high 20-ish or expand? And can their EPS keep rising upward? And how about their competitor? How about the custom CPU? How about their Nvidia CPU? Can they really win the game? So we should see. But I can tell you, like, the agentic AI is the future, and we have to pay more attention to the agentic AI and the AI infrastructure. That's it. That's today's video. If you liked my video, please subscribe and like. See you. Bye.